Every brilliant idea starts with a big red button. Today we're going back into space, and we're gonna take our time doing it. It's definitely not the quickest ship to start, and we have wind to deal with, but we'll get there, don't you worry. And the best part is, the higher we go, the more money we make. So a modest $117 to start our little adventure. I think the first thing I'm gonna want is probably more money. 10% more money for the altitude and checkpoints. So we're going to buy 2 of those to start, because the more money we have, the more upgrades we're going to get, because I need this thing to go really high up in a really wildly dangerous fashion. I'm not sure what kind of astronaut we have in there, but I want him to suffer. So far, it's really just a rocket. We hit a new record, which somehow gave us less money than last time. So for now, I guess we're just going to reduce fuel consumption. That way we can get a little bit higher to make a little bit more money, which is going to look just as exciting as it sounds. We just broke a new record and we're still going strong. Our fuel is probably running out pretty quickly, but we're gonna have some money. $118 to be exact, and that's not enough, so we're gonna do it again. I just love in these games how they always have big plans how to get the rocket into the sky, but no plans whatsoever how to safely land it again. And we found our first pickup in the sky, which we missed by a country mile, but that's okay because I want to watch him crash anyways. 1 fatality later, we have enough for a better engine. That puts our thrust at 13. Thus we have $87 left over, so let's reduce the air resistance 2 times. Our rocket looks better already. We should be able to go a little bit faster, or maybe just a little bit further. I flew right past the money because I was looking at my altimeter. What are these? Are these a boost? Oh, they are a boost. Oh, we're definitely going to make some money on this one. $267. Plus some extra $388. Plus, we just unlocked the ability to reduce damage, and I don't know why we'd want to reduce damage. I mostly just want a better engine. I want something that's super fast and wildly unsafe. So now that we're making some money, let's just upgrade our money earnings. We got 2 times out of that, and reduce the air resistance, because that's going to lead to more money also. Then we could also buy a booster for only $80, so I don't see why we wouldn't. Increases thrust and reduces fuel consumption. Oh, we even have a bonus down here now. We're just adding more and more rockets to my rocket ship. It's the most creative design you'll ever see. You can only use the boosters in small little bunches, it seems, but that's okay because they are getting us upwards pretty quick. Probably want to avoid the storm clouds, and we're out of fuel. That one was worth $221, which isn't enough for a better engine yet, and that's really what I want right now. So let's just get right back to grinding. While on the grind, we got a new upgrade, protection from lightning. I haven't encountered lightning yet, and it's not a rocket, so I don't care about it. It won't be long before we can afford a better rocket though. That's the first plane I've encountered. We also picked up a few things of fuel for the first time on any one of our runs, so that definitely propelled me to new heights. Oh, take a plane with me. Nope, never mind. We'll get one eventually. But we do have $961 fine dollars to spend on thrust 14, which added some little gray parts to the front. Then we conveniently have $161 left, which means we can buy air resistance, or more accurately, less air resistance. So I assume these added engines are just going to take me higher quicker, because that should be the way it works. If we can get in between these boosters, we're going to disintegrate. This is probably going to sound odd coming from me, but I sometimes forget things can break. And it usually happens when I'm not trying to break things. That looks like a storm cloud. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and avoid all of this. And never mind. There's something very satisfying about launching a rocket again and again, slowly watching it get higher and higher with all the crap we're strapping to it. It doesn't have to involve a lot of thinking, it just has to involve a lot of parts. We're going to turn on the jets right now to try and push a little bit higher for a new record. We currently have $922 to spend, so naturally we're going to add it to our thrusters. And we're probably going to be able to afford quite a few upgrades there. Fuel efficiency doesn't matter in a rocket anyways, gravity holds them up. I feel like the rocket's getting pretty quick at this point. The thrusters are a nice touch. We already hit a new record and we're still going pretty strong. Just kind of got to avoid that. It's getting hard because we seem to have a pretty poor frame rate for some reason. Maybe it's time we splurge on a slightly bigger fuel tank. That way we should get a little higher for a little more money. Then while we're at it, another money upgrade. 10% more money for upgrade is actually huge. We really should max that out. But I should do a lot of things and I just don't. I might have hit a plane, but I turned the particles off to hopefully get the frame rate to come up a little bit. I'm not sure if it helped, but we don't have particles anymore. Starting to get hard to avoid things. Might have to work on some fins if we're going to keep crashing into planes. But we still got 32 seconds duration and $408. So let's just buy another 10% more money. Now if we just actually avoid the planes, we'll be in good shape. I'm definitely going to have to add some fins to this thing because it's getting very hard to steer and there's a lot of crap to hit. I don't really mind hitting things sometimes. I just want to go higher for more money. $1,300. Money's definitely getting better quickly. There's $1,344. So we're just going to spend that on another money upgrade because that would have been worth another $130. And then I'm going to buy a bigger thruster. Not because I should, just because I can. Then we're going to also reduce fuel consumption twice. Now, as long as we don't do anything stupid, this should be a new record. We're already pretty high up, though I think we're about to hit a plane. Nope, there we go. We're definitely hitting new heights, and we've already made $1,200. Right between the two planes. I'm pretty sure I was saved by the wind there. But if I time this just right, I might land on that plane on the way down. Got him. $1,500, which is almost halfway to the bigger engine. And that obviously takes priority over any other part. And I'm hitting so much crap in the sky, they're actually giving me wrenches midair to fix myself. $4,400, so it's time for the big boy engine. They even look better. Then with my $656 remaining dollars, let's reduce the air resistance. Then hopefully we'll cruise at some higher speeds. I haven't really been watching our speed so far, but I feel like we're moving marginally faster, that's for sure. So naturally we're getting far less frames, and we're going to run into something for sure, because I really can't control where we're going anymore. And even at our best, which is right about here, we still have like 5 times further to go, which is why we're going to need more engine. But let's also try a bigger fuel tank. It's already been 20 days of this, so let's hope for new heights. My main goal right now is to not get struck by lightning, but also reach the next checkpoint, because I feel like that's going to be a large monetary reward. And we hit the new checkpoint. We got $3,200 in total for this run, so finally we're going to start making some money. And also missing all the fuel we should be collecting and crashing into things we shouldn't be touching. But if we're getting up to $3,400 per run, we're going to be able to buy upgrades no problem. But we'd be stupid not to buy more money upgrades, because adding just 2 of those right now would have added an extra $600 alone to that run. The next upgrade's $3,000, but then we're maxed. And I'm pretty sure we just got some kind of achievement that gave me money, but I kinda missed it. Shockingly, I don't often pay super close attention to what's happening. I just try and point this rocket straight into the sun. Why is that never the goal of a game? We're always trying to get to the moon. Why not launch this rocket straight into the sun? One run later, we have enough to just max out the money train. Then we're gonna buy less fuel consumption. I feel like the winds get much stronger up top here, so we're just gonna jettison ourselves upwards. Never mind. But $4,000 for that single run. So we're going to go ahead and buy the even bigger fuel tank, because that's going to mean even more money this run. I'm not sure where in my rocket it goes, but it's a bigger fuel tank. Hopefully, eventually we could be hitting 200 miles an hour. We're just about there now. Need a little bit more air resistance reduction. The one downside to all of this speed is it gets really hard to control, considering my rocket is pretty much pointed in a straight line at all times, and that means I hit things at high speeds and blow up really easy. So I might actually have to add some armor at some point. Now that I say that out loud, it actually seems like a really good idea. That way I don't have to really think. I can just crash right through everything on my way to the moon, because that's not high enough. $5,300 to spend, so let's buy hole number 1, hole number 2, and then as many upgrades here to reduce damage as we can, which is just about all of them. And now my rocket is actually held together by what appears to be bolts. And it doesn't seem to be slowing it down at all, so that's good. We're just that much tougher. We're gonna plow through everything on the way to the stars. And so far this is actually working pretty good. When I don't have to care much about hitting things, I can hit new heights. We just got a new record, and we're still going strong. Pumped a hot air balloon, but that only took off half our health. 5 minutes ago, that would have absolutely obliterated our rocket and the pilot. One of those things I would miss. Oh, there's a bag of money. What are those worth? $55 for reaching like 40 kilometers into the sky? That seems low. But there's $3,100 for a single run. So let's maybe just buy reduces fuel consumption one more time. Then also reduces the air resistance. While we're at it, we might as well increase the thrust. I love how choppy and lakey it gets at these high altitudes. But this might be a new record if we're not about to do something really stupid. And if we could pick up some fuel along the way, that would be great. Getting a little hard to control though. Well, there's our new record, and we hit a new checkpoint. That rewarded me some kind of money. We made $5,500 so far on this run. This is definitely a new record for us. We almost made it to the next checkpoint. We're almost halfway to the moon. Plus I got a $1,500 bonus for duration. So I guess with our $7,300, let's just reduce fuel consumption one more time, then reduce air resistance one more time as well. And I just got a reward for something called Veteran. So I made $5,000 just for, I guess, being here and being stupid. I like games that reward me for just being an idiot. And just like that, we grinded up almost $15,000 to spend. So let's buy a bigger hull times 2. That way we should be able to plow through even more things worry-free. Then maybe we should take some protection from lightning. I used to think that was stupid, but now I can appreciate it as someone who's been hit by lightning 10,000 times. It is a bit girthier now though, isn't it? And you know what extra girth means? I'm gonna hit that much more crap. But that lightning upgrade was absolutely worth it, because now when I hit a lightning cloud, I don't fall 10 miles from the sky. I mostly just pause for a second and then continue on my girthy way. Nothing to see here, just a rocket going completely sideways and also downwards. Not entirely sure how we got into this mess, but still don't want to increase my handling one little bit. Well, because of my haywire back and forth flying, we did not reach a new record, but we did make $4,100. So this is probably a perfect time to max out Reduce's fuel consumption. I'm starting to realize that just the more I stupid-proof the rocket, the better off I'm gonna be. For example, I've flown 10 seconds into the sky and already hit 3 different things. I think at this point we're long overdue to increase the handling, so let's add some better fins to this thing. So we're gonna go as far as these guys. While we're at it, we might as well buy some better thrusters. Also, we can even get an upgrade for them too. This way, I'll be able to actually steer, and what a difference that already makes. I'm kind of mad I didn't do this sooner, but I understand why I didn't. It's because I'm dumb. And these new thrusters can really propel me to high speeds. We hit 250 there. Who'd have thought that upgrading the handling of my rocket would make it easier to play? Starting to get leggy again, but luckily for me, I can actually steer into all the fuel power-ups now, so I should be able to reach some new heights. There's a new record, and we should be able to go for quite a bit further still. We're even passing the UFOs now. We're definitely over halfway there. A few more upgrades and we might be able to hit the moon. But for now, we'll take whatever this run is, $6,150. Next, let's decrease the air resistance once. Then we're just gonna make a little bit of money and crash your rocket straight into the ground, because I want to max out reduce the air resistance. Now my girthy little rocket should be able to hit over 200. Yeah, we're going over 200 at a base speed. And we're just about to hit a new personal best, and we've still got a little bit of fuel. And I think we're actually about to hit the next checkpoint, and we can pick up briefcases of money that are worth almost $1,000 each. So I should mostly just focus on grabbing a few of those before I crash and die, because money. Well, we got repair to $12,000 for that run. So with all of that money, let's buy more thrust, which means our cruising speed is now about 250. Since I fittingly crashed my rocket and died, let's just reduce damage one more time. Just hit another new record, though I think we're gonna run out of fuel pretty soon, but we're getting pretty high up. So including the bonus we got at the end, we made $23,500, or what should be enough for a bigger fuel tank. Then while we're at it, I'm gonna add a little more protection from lightning, and maybe also better handling, because we find ourselves going upside down a lot lately. It's definitely getting easier to get higher and higher every run right now, because I can actually avoid most of this stuff and get lucky things like that, like a triple booster. But I'm running out of fuel again, so we're still gonna need more fuel. But that earned me $17,000 because we got a $10,000 achievement, which as it turns out is just enough for the biggest fuel tank. So now I just need to remember to actually collect fuel along the way. And this bigger fuel tank seems a lot bigger because I'm very high up and I still have almost half a tank of fuel. There's a new record as we're getting almost all the way into space. Really need to start finding some fuel, but we're about to hit a new checkpoint. That's got to be worth some money. And we're getting all sorts of bonuses because we're getting so high up into space. There is unfortunately a lot less fuel at this height. A little bit I can find isn't going to make a big difference at this point. But I hit the last checkpoint before what seems to be the moon, so this is actually looking kind of optimistic. As my fuel starts to run out, we're going to hit the booster to try and get as high as possible. Almost there. I wonder how many things we'd hit and take out on the way down if they didn't despawn. So in total, $30,000 for that run, 17.5 from achievements. So naturally, we're going to buy the biggest engine and then boost our thrusters several times. Now we got all sorts of little knobs going on the bottom. Our cruising speed should be pretty high by now. There's over 250. Looks like it's about 260 if we're not hitting lightning. We seem to have had a small tussle with the plane. Everything is fine, but we're about dead, so I'm going to kamikaze this run. This run is looking pretty promising. What is that thing? I've never seen one of those before. But I've still got about half a tank of fuel left. I'm very high up, and I'm able to move very quickly. Okay, so I think that thing I tried to avoid earlier is actually a fuel container, so I should be picking those up. And also not doing things like that. Depending on how much fuel we find now, we might actually be able to make it to the moon. We're very close, but we're running a little bit low on fuel. If I had better thrusters, I would feel more confident because I would just thrust my way there. Unfortunately, we don't really have that luxury. We're about to hear the fuel warning any second now, but we're basically side by side with the moon. Just need to find some fuel. Okay, I found a little bit. Not sure that's going to be enough, but we'll see. Oh, we made it, and I didn't even need maximum girth. Was that the guy flying it the entire time? And now it won't let me go back and upgrade my girth. But we made it to the moon, so mission successful.